Welcome to another Moz Play video. This is Moz Mojito, and today we're going to be getting into another city builder survival style game, and it's going to be a pilot episode. We're playing Frostpunk 2. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so we're getting set up with Frostpunk 2. Now I have played Frostpunk 1. I just remember it being a very challenging, difficult game, and I expect no less with Frostpunk 2. It's basically try to keep your people alive in a harsh weather environment. So let's see the cinematic.
Can you hear us? Captain!
Do you hear us?
A generation ago, we fled the crumbling British Empire as the world froze around us. I held New London together. United, we survived 30 years of whiteouts. But the world around us is dead. Empty.
Ripe for taking.
Merely surviving is not enough. We have to expand. After all, it's us who survived the end of the world. It's us who survived.
Yes. Now
Alright, so a very interesting cinematic. I'm not sure who the older guy is, but maybe he was a leader of the last civilization. Obviously, he didn't do very well because he frozen over, sitting in his wheelchair, frozen solid. So, starting off with the prologue mission here, I expect it to be pretty difficult. We may take a little bit of time to get our bearings and try to figure out how the controls are in this game. It is not really straightforward, and I may have to do a lot of looking up of how to play this game, but we're going to give it our best shot. We may run into some difficulties in the prologue, but let's kind of figure it out as we go. Okay, so as you can see, I'm struggling quite a bit. I can mark out the zones that I want the people to break the frost in, but I'm struggling to try to actually get them to get out and start working and breaking up the ice. So maybe I'm missing something, but okay, maybe I did something right. Maybe I was just missing hitting the check mark, which was appearing on the tile. But now we actually see a cinematic that we didn't see before. People are actually starting to come out and get to work in this harsh environment. So I guess by breaking up the ice, that will allow us to actually start farming resources from the wrecked machinery and actually start building support buildings like we're building right now, which seems to be some kind of camp to go ahead and pull some of the resources out of this wrecked machine, probably oil or gas. But really good cinematics so far, just not as intuitive as I thought it would be, where it was pretty obvious on what I need to do. As you can see, the areas that I broke out with frost, that I broke the frost out, look a little bit different. They're a little darker shade of gray, but obviously the areas that I have not broken the frost up yet is still a lighter color. So yeah, so trying to figure this out. I got the oil rig going. Looks like they're starting to pull from the constrictor, but trying to figure out where else I can expand. And there's quite a few things that we can go around and harvest. I just can't figure out how to actually get them to come out and harvest, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Just a lot of clicking and looking for check marks, and we'll keep it moving. Okay, looks like we figured it out because I actually see a hammer going, and we actually got a camp now. So yay, we got over that hump. So now we're gonna just go ahead and rinse and repeat, try to finish out this area. We got a couple of other resource buildings that we need to build, like some little campsites or construction sites around them, just like we did for these last 2 resource points. But now I kind of understand how this system works. Hopefully I don't get stuck again, and then we're back to just watching me struggle with the interface and try to figure out how do I actually make the game move forward. So let's go ahead and plot our course of frost breaking until we're actually at the resource location we want, and then the guys will come out and get to work. So construction wagon, it looks like that's what we're going to be working on. It looks like there's 1,000 resources of whatever is in there, probably some materials and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and click OK for that, have that going. That's quickly filling up because we have everything fast forwarded. And now we're getting some warnings. Deadly cold due to cold, some of our people may have died. So that is pretty standard for Frostpunk. The cold is the enemy in the game. Not too much about marauders or anything else. It's just trying to survive this harsh environment and trying to get your people to resources that they need in order to feed and build shelters to protect themselves from the blizzard-like conditions. So let's keep expanding with more frost-breaking actions and then continue on with the prologue story. Okay, so I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but it looks like we got a area up there that's marked in blue. That's kind of like your warm zones, because we want to build our houses next to the main factory where it has the big chimney furnace going to provide energy. We got a couple resource points over here that we need to get some food and stuff from them. I noticed that the outlines pretty much tells you what kind of resources in there. If it's green, that seems to be food. If it's blue, that seems to be the warmth zone or the heat zone. Kind of tells you how far away you can have your housing districts. And then looks like there's another color for, you know, other resources like oil and stuff like that. The orange just looks like it indicates that's the areas that you're going to be looking at breaking up the ice in. And it's just a matter of remembering to check that box to say, hey, yeah, go ahead and execute that move that I just told you to do. So a lot of trial and error here. I don't think I'm going to make it through this prologue because it looks like it's a timed kind of prologue, with the whiteout being the event that's going to pretty much wipe out your city. And if you're not ready for that with enough power, warmth, and food, that pretty much is going to end the game. You're going to have to start over, which I believe I'm going to have to do several times with this prologue just to get to chapter 1. But we'll push on. And it looks like we came to a good point to put a bookmark in the video. We're going to continue to come back and push through this prologue. Hopefully we can make it through before the whiteout. It may take a couple tries, but as usual, I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. And we will see you in the next video.